So we're currently here in Budapest on the Hostel 1 night tour. This is what it looks like. This is our guys. Right, we're having a mud night out. It's a big night out. Yeah, it's a big night out. Well, this is what it looks like to Budapest. Hey everybody! Welcome back. Today we are in a new city here in Europe, in Budapest, in Hungary. First time for both of us in this city and in this country. Brand new country we're going to explore it today. Steve and I are going to be giving you guys some top tips, a little travel guide on Budapest. There's gonna be 10 things you gotta see, you gotta do when you're here in Budapest. Steve, are you ready to go in?
I am so ready.
So I want to remind you guys to subscribe to his channel, subscribe to my channel, turn on those notifications so you don't miss a single video, because we're partnering up with an awesome hostel company called Hostel 1 to take us across Europe. We'll tell you guys all about that a little bit later in this video, but before we do anything else, let's roll the intro. What's up, my clats? We're starting off fresh with the #1 thing I think you need to do when you're here. We're at the Syceni Thermal Bathhouse. This is the most popular bathhouse in the whole entire city of Budapest. This is a big one. When you think of the baths here in Budapest, this is the one. Steve and I are about to hop on in and get all thermal. You excited, Steve?
I'm so excited.
So this is my first time going to a thermal bath, especially an outdoor one, especially in Europe. I've done some in Japan, but I'm excited to see what it's like. We were told we need to bring towels with us and our own flip-flops and sandals, because they don't supply those with you. So we're gonna hop on in, we got what we need to do, and we'll just go on in.
Let's go! Rolling.
All right guys, so we have finally made it to the infamous bathhouse pool area. This is the outdoor area. This is by far the most popular thing to do in all of Budapest. It's a thing you gotta do. It's actually not even in the city itself. It's a little bit out on the Pest side, but it is here, and it's something that you gotta check out. So a few things about this place. One, to explore it could take a lifetime. It is massive. The complex is huge. We walked around for about 15 minutes before we actually found the outdoor area and how to get here. We actually had to ask an employee because we just got lost. There's like 7, 8, 9 pools on the inside, thermal baths, hot baths, cold baths, ice baths, whatever you want to do, you can kind of do it. There's saunas, there's showers, there's pools. On the outside, when you come into the complex, there's a few pools. There's one of them is actually like a swimming pool. You can kind of swim with lanes on the inside. And then the outside, you have a heated pool, so it's kind of like the thermal pool. And then on the other side, you have a less warm pool. It's just kind of like a cooler pool with a little spinny section in the middle where you can kind of spin around and do a whirlpool, and a little hot tub that's not actually hot in the middle with bubbles. It's awesome. Everywhere you go here, there are people. It's full on with people. There's so many people everywhere, but it's amazing. The architecture is incredible. Look at this. Look how many people are enjoying this thing right now. There's so many people in here, and there's legitimately people on like every corner. You look up, every little balcony, every little rooftop entrance. There are people everywhere, and the architecture is just honestly mind-blowing. So when you come in and pay, you have 2 options. You can get a locker or a cabin. The lockers look a little bit like this. They're smaller lockers where you can just store a little bit of your stuff. For just a little bit extra, I think it's just about 1,000 of whatever the currency is here in Budapest, you can actually get a cabin, and a cabin is just like a full-on room where you can lock your things. You get these little wristwatches that you can lock and access your door with, and so you can lock all your belongings safely inside of there and actually have like a full-on changing room, so you don't have to actually go to another changing room. This is really nice, especially if you're traveling with a few friends. It's good. You come outside of there, you'll be walking through the complex. There's tons of little rooms and bathhouses until you make it outside here. Definitely at the top of your list should be these baths. Make sure you check it out when you're here. All right, so after bathing for a little bit, we have come back into the main part of town right now. We're hungry, boys.
So hungry.
We are hungry, so we're gonna go into this caravan park. This whole area right here is famous for food trucks and sort of food stands. So we're gonna jump on in, get some food from a food truck right now. And there's some other places we wanna show you guys after, but we are hungry, so let's jump on in there. Let's go get some food, Steve. It's everywhere. The art and the aesthetic of this place is beautiful. It's as hipster as it gets, which probably means it's also a little bit more expensive.
So this place is awesome, but one issue I have coming to places like this are the options. There's so many options here, and everything looks so good. So now we have to decide, what do we get?
All right, so this is what we were recommended, Langosta Burger. I've never had this before, but apparently it's a staple here, so we're gonna get some of this right now. All right, so these are the Langosta burgers. We got a chicken and we got a beef. Langos is actually a classic Hungarian food that I just researched right now. It's basically just a fried dough. They have this in a bunch of different places around the world, but it's just a dough that's fried. Typically, it's just bigger, and they put some sheep cheese on it and like different things they have on their menu here. Sometimes vegetables, sometimes different things, sometimes meat. But here, they take this variation and they turn it into a burger. So with 2 of these being a bun. I'm gonna take a bite right now. I'm gonna start with the beef. Here we go. First time doing this. I'm excited to see what this tastes like. Let's try it out. That is one of the most deep fried things I've ever had in my life. It is just a lot of oil that hits you immediately when you bite in. The beef is kind of small relative to how much of the langos is here. It's good though. It's good. We just saw that it was rated one of the top 10 best food, like street foods to have in Europe. So it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth a try if you're here in Budapest.
Let's take a bite. That is delicious. Definitely not very healthy, but ooh, my taste buds are having a little fiesta right now in my mouth. This is so good.
All right, we're done with the normal food here. It's time to show you guys some of the vegan food that they have here in Budapest. All right, next up, if you're a vegan, vegetarian, this is the vegan garden. It's sort of similar to what we just were at, the caravan park, but
Way more plants.
Way more plants.
Here we go. Here we have Tal with some nugs, and look, they don't tell them, but we got a bonus nug. Everybody, look at that.
We paid for 4, we got 5. Ooh. So here's what our nugs look like. These are vegan nugs.
Dip that nug, 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 dip that nug. Good.
If you didn't tell me it was vegan, I would know. It doesn't taste like chicken, but it's good.
Let's put this nug in my face.
Nug up, and get down.
They're not
bad at all.
It's just different. It's not a chicken. It's a vegetable nug.
All right, this food area is definitely a little more low-key, a little more quiet, but I like the fact that you have an option here if you just want to stay vegan, you want to be around other vegans or vegetarians. This is your place to come to. Budapest, Budapest,
Budapest, rockin' every past.
rockin' every pest, rockin' every pest, rockin' every pest,
Ooh,
rockin' every pest, ooh, ooh, rockin' every pest, ooh, ooh, rockin' every pest, rockin' every pest. We have come to the place called Fisherman's Bastion. We're about to walk up to the top right now. We took a little bit of a walk up to the top of these stairs, and now we're gonna take a stair up to the top of those stairs. My friends, welcome to the top of Fisherman's Bastion. Anyways, this place was created to be a beautiful viewpoint of Budapest. It was created in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and it was basically made just to look out at the city as a whole. Over here on top, you actually have these sort of castle-like structures. As well, we're here on a weekend, and it seems like there's a whole food mart open here. You can come up here for absolutely free, which we're doing right now, but there is a paid option. You can pay to actually access these turrets. There's 7 different turrets atop this place, and those are to signify the 7 different tribes that founded Hungary. And so you can come up to the top of these turrets, take beautiful pictures. You'll have less of a crowded view because there are, as you can see, a lot of tourists all around. Very, very cool. These sort of like limestone archways that you can enter like this, offering you really, really beautiful cities views, and you have these little balconies here. It's a very classic view of the city. You come see everything, especially right now. We're here a little after midday. It's like in the afternoon right now. So you have the sun hitting perfectly in the city. Just gorgeous sights. How beautiful is this, Steve?
This is so nice. Just taking it all in. So beautiful. Wonderful, magnificent, marvelous, all the adjectives.
Travestious, cramblous, and gorgeous at the same exact time. Also, some more adjectives. It's blue, it's red, people, Christina.
Smells, fishing.
Christina's here.
Yes.
Are you getting married?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you look good. This looks awesome.
You had some.
This is a beautiful tuxedo.
Thank you.
Wow.
Taking a photo here?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get out of here.
Okay, sorry about that. Happy birthday!
Alrighty, so within the Jewish quarter, probably the most impressive building here inside of it is the Doheny Street Synagogue, also known as the Great Synagogue. You can see behind me, it is massive. This building is unlike anything I've ever seen. And I remember the first time I walked past this thing, my mind was blown. As a Jew, for me, seeing synagogues like this is super exciting because I like exploring Jewish history around the world. And the fact is, this is the second largest synagogue on the entire planet. This is also the largest synagogue in the world for Neolog Judaism. I got my yarmulke on and I'm gonna see if I can bring my tefillin in and see if I can do a little prayer while I'm in there. I'm gonna purchase a ticket, enter the building. I'm very excited to see the second largest synagogue on planet Earth. Alright, so inside they actually lead tours in different languages. I've been to join a Hebrew speaking tour, so I'm getting the whole download of this place in Hebrew, which is awesome. We're taking a walk right now through the outside. It has a cemetery, so continue this tour and I'll relay all the info to you. So this is the main outdoor area of the synagogue. Once again, I told you guys, I've been to a lot of synagogues in my life. I'm Jewish. I've never seen a place like this in my life. Also, the founder of the movement for the creation of Israel, Theodor Herzl, was born actually right here, which I had no idea. You have this whole complex out here, that whole area dedicated to the peoples who lost their lives in a certain event that happened, which I'm not allowed to talk about because YouTube will demonetize this video, but the synagogue was beautiful, absolutely amazing. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. Oh, bam. This is our room here at Hostel 1. It's a classic dorm room for a hostel. There's nothing that special about it, but what is special about these hostels is the vibe that they create here. For the next few seconds, I'm going to try to convince you to stay at Hostel 1 next time you visit Budapest. Now, one of the reasons my voice is so shot is because the other night they took us to a club, the biggest club here in Budapest, called Fogash. This is what that night looked like.
Fogash is the biggest club in the city, right? Mm-hmm. I'm excited. You excited? Here we go.
Pinball over here.
Oh my god, check this out. You got some pinball?
What?
You playing some pinball?
I'm not.
Check, it's good.
We've been traveling with Hostel 1 for the last month, going to all the different locations across Europe, collecting all these little wristbands. And I can tell you confidently that the vibe created at these hostels, the way that they make it a familial environment with the dinners every night for free. You get a dinner every single night before you go out. The drinking games, the partying that they do together as a group, including the tours. They do tours all around every single city that you go to. They just make an experience staying here so much better. So that's why I recommend on your next visit here in Budapest, your best option is to try to stay at Hostel 1. They are very busy, so make sure that you're booking ahead of time, and when you do book, use our discount code. We have a discount code YALOCLATT. If you pop that in when you're booking your next Hostel 1, you'll get a few bucks off. With that being said, let's jump off to the next thing that you have to do here in Budapest. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and continuing out of our Hostel 1 here in Budapest, we're going to get some more food. And right now, we're going to get some Hungarian food. There's a really big Jewish population here in the city, fortunately for me. And so there actually happens to be some local Jewish Hungarian food to try, which means I can avoid eating any sort of pork because a lot of Hungarian food has pork in it. This is a really easy cop-out for me, and I get to stay kosher, which makes me happy. So we're gonna head over to a Jewish Hungarian restaurant right now and try to get some local food. I'm excited to taste it. So we're in the Jewish quarter, and right around this area there's tons of kosher restaurants. There's one right behind there, there's another one in the corner over there, and there's one right there on that corner that we're gonna head to. You ready to get Jewish with it, Steve?
Let's get Jewed up. It's the Klatt. It's the Klatt Kosher restaurant.
Just so you guys know, a little information for you. Glatt Kosher is the highest form of kosher authority. It's essentially the most kosher something can be. So this place is legit. This is a restaurant. It says on their thing that this is more of a budget-friendly kosher option. Kosher food is very expensive by default, but I'm excited to taste this out. Let's see what it's like. All right, so we are here in the restaurant. We just ordered our first dish, officially Hungarian dish. This is goulash, a goulash soup. So goulash is this sort of a Hungarian soup that's supposed to be a vegetable medley, but it has evolved into having meats inside of it. Obviously, a famous goulash soup nowadays will have different types of pork meat and beef meat and sheep stuff. But here, because we're in a kosher restaurant, it's just turkey meat, because turkey is kosher. In addition to that, we have peas, carrots, onions. It looks like a little bit of mushrooms. So I'm gonna try this out. It's my first bit of goulash I've ever had in my life. Let's try this out. First taste of goulash. Wow, it's so good. This is so good. It tastes homemade. It tastes like my mom just made it. And our next dish has just arrived. This is called lesos. I think that's how it's pronounced. This is known as Hungarian Ratatouille. Back in the day, farmers used to just harvest vegetables, throw them into a cauldron, stir them up, and then eventually it also evolved, similar to how the goulash did, to have different types of meats inside. So we're gonna taste this right now. Try some meat with vegetable, see what it's like. The meat has no structure. It just falls right apart like butter in your mouth. It's so good. The mix of that with the rice and the potatoes, it's just super hearty food here. It's really, really good for if you want to stay warm and you want to stay full. Next up, we have Halusky, or here it's called galushka, I think. This is basically a potato-based dumpling, kind of like gnocchi from Italy. Also, I'm sorry for the noise. We have a lot of Israelis around us right now, and as you know, Israelis are the loudest people on planet Earth. I can say that because I'm Israeli. I'm gonna try some of this out. This looks freaking amazing. All this food has been so delicious so far, and it just made me even more excited. So let's try out some of these eggs dumplings. Oh yeah, baby. This whole plate too is super cheap. It's only like $2.75 or $3. Good sort of like side dish to mix into different things like the goulash or the lesos. Very, very delicious. Ladies and gentlemen, and your next location is
With me!
oh, you're actually going to have to hop over to Mr. Steve Yallow's channel, down below in the description, to go watch the next few locations for this video. Yes, we're doing a collaborative experience video here.
We got 5 more locations that you have to visit in Budapest.
So go over to his channel right now and watch those. I'm there as well. I'm not leaving you guys alone with Steve.
Yeah, don't worry.
I'm still there. All right, besides that, we want to let you guys know that you have to come and stay with Hostel 1 if you're here in Budapest. Come, let's go give this flag a little pet. Look at this. This is a Hostel 1 flag. Let's give it a little slap. Yeah, dude. Give it a little Hostel 1, dude.
Give it a little hostel fun.
Give it a little hostel. Ladies and gentlemen, this is actually the last Hostel 1 that we're staying at. So if we haven't stressed out the point in the last month, showing you guys all these amazing hostels with all our different wristbands that we've collected, please, 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 come stay with Hostel 1, especially if any city you're gonna choose to do it, Budapest is the one. Some of the best hostels we've been to. And if you want to, save some money like I mentioned earlier in this video, use our discount code YALOCLATT, down low on screen right now, you'll see it. You'll save some money. We gonna be supported. Hostel 1's gonna be happy. Everyone wins in this situation.
So Adiel just told us a Hungarian word of the day, which is see ya. See ya.
Relevant because we're leaving. We love you guys a long time, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, clats.